5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Assalamualaikum and good day. We are from group 4 and we are going to present about acid sulfuric and in pulp and paper industry. So our group consists of Putri, Iba Natasha, Aina Billah and Fauzah. So I'm going to talk about contact process. So contact process is modern industrial method of producing sulfuric acid. Sulfur dioxide and oxygen pass over a hot catalyst unite to form sulfuric trioxide, which in turn combines with water to make sulfuric acid. So the contact process consists of 3 stages. Contact process has 3 stages. The first stage is sulfur is burned in air to make sulfur dioxide. So this is the equation. Sulfur is burned with oxygen and we can get sulfur dioxide. So in the second stage, sulfur dioxide reacts with more oxygen to make sulfur trioxide. So this is the equation. Sulfur dioxide reacts with more oxygen to get sulfur trioxide. So this stage requires condition. First, a catalyst of vanadium oxide, temperature around 450 degrees and a pressure of approximately 2 atmosphere. So we'll be needing the conditions over here. So for the third stage, sulfur trioxide reacts with water to make sulfuric acid. So this is the equation. Sulfur trioxide reacts with water to make sulfuric acid. So this is sulfuric acid. Sulfur trioxide is then added to highly concentrated sulfuric acid. So the sulfur trioxide from here is added to highly concentrated sulfuric acid and we will get oleum. So this is the equation for here. So oleum over here. So water is then added to the oleum to form sulfuric acid again. So oleum and added with water in the dilution tank and we'll get sulfuric acid again.
Pulp and paper manufacturing process, which is plantation to paper and paper to paper. So next. Alright, paper is made through the following process, which is pulping, refining, dilutions, formation of fibers, pressurization, drying and finishing. Alright, pulping. Pulping is procedure will be done to spread and clean the fibers. Refining is procedure will be followed after pulping process. Dilutions, process to form a thin fiber mixture. Formation of fiber on a thin screen. Pressurization to enhance the material density, and then drying is to eliminate the density of material, and finishing is a procedure to provide a suitable surface for usage. Okay, the pulping process is aimed at removing lignin without losing fiber strength, thereby freeing the fiber and removing impurities that cause discoloration and possible future disintegration of the paper. Hemicellulase plays an important role in fiber to fiber bonding in paper making. It is similar to cellulose in composition and function. Several extra activities such as waxes, oleoresins and contained in wood, but they do not contribute to its strength properties. These two are removed during the pulping process. The fiber extract from any plant can be used for paper. However, the strength and quality of fiber and other factors complicated the pulping process. In general, the softwood yield long and strong fibers that contribute strength to paper, and they are used for boxes and packaging. Hardwood produce a weaker paper as they contain shorter fibers. Softwood are smoother, transparent, and better suited for printing. Softwood and hardwood are used for paper making and are sometimes mixed to provide both strength and print ability to the finished product. Alright.
Next would be steps involved in pulp and paper making procedure. Wood that has been received at a pulp mill can be in different forms, and it depends on the pulping process and the origin of the raw material. It may be received as bolts, which are short logs of round wood with the bark still attached. So first, we need to debark the round wood, as debark is a process of removing bark from wood. This process is usually by tumbling the round wood in large steel drums where wash water may be applied. Those debarked wood bolts are then chipped in a chipper if the pulping process calls for chemical digestion. Chips are then screened for the appropriate size and cleaned and temporarily stored for further processing. Second step is that in the fiber separation stage, several pulping technologies will be diverged. The chips are kept into a large pressure cooker, a digester, into which is added the appropriate chemicals in craft chemical pulping. The chips are then digested with steam at specific temperatures to separate the fibers and partially dissolve the lignin and other extractives. After the digestion process, the cooked pulp is discharged into a pressure vessel. After that, this cooked pulp is returned to the chemical recovery cycle. In the second stage, after refining the pulp is screened, cleaned, and most of the processed water is removed in preparation for paper making. Third is the bleaching process. Raw pulp contains an appropriate amount of lignin and other discoloration. It must be bleached to produce light color or white papers preferred for many products. The fibers are further delignified by solubilizing additional lignin from the cellulose through chlorination and oxidation. These include chlorine dioxide, chlorine gas, sodium hypochlorite, hydrogen peroxide, and oxygen. The bleaching agents and the sequence in which they are used depend on a number of factors such as the relative cost of the bleaching chemicals, type, and condition of the pulp. Fourth, the paper making procedure. Bleached or unbleached pulp may be further refined to cut the fibers and roughen the surface of fibers to enhance formation and bonding of the fibers as they enter the paper machine. Water is added to the pulp slurry to make a thin mixture normally containing less than 1% of fiber. The dilute slurry is then cleaned in cyclone cleaners and screened in centrifugal screens before being fed into the wet end of the paper forming machine. Next, the dilute stock passes through a head box that distributes the fiber slurry uniformly over the width of the paper sheet to be formed. Next. So this is the flow of the overall pulp and paper making procedure.
So as we can see in the slide before, there is a liquid needed after chip. Sulfur is an essential chemical element in craft pulp mills, and it actively participates in reaction with wood chips to produce pulp. Sulfur is present in black and white liquors and discharge water and escape pulp mill processes as non-condensable gases or NCG. The diagram below can show the NCG. Next, sodium also can be used for pH control for in many industry. In the bleaching plant, where it is used to wash remaining chlorine components, although there is a downside of sodium. Limited usage of disulfide hinders the potential of active sulfur. Therefore, a new system for sulfur recovery has been designed, built, and is being operated in the Metsä Fibre Äänekoski bioproduct mill in Finland. This is a sulfuric acid plant where sulfur from NCG is used to produce H2SO4 or acid sulfuric. So, in summary, NCG steams can produce sulfuric acid. Great solution to enhance sodium and sulfur balance. Produce sulfuric acid is better quality than purchase. It means we can make acid sulfuric by the plant. It's better than we buy from others. Sulfuric acid plant can produce 350 truckloads of sulfuric acid per year. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.